Let's say you're in a moment of business where you're about to go through huge upgrades and you're calling in more success than you ever have before. And if that's the case, your ability to do so is going to come down to your ability to be okay with having heads or tails. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to run through the psychology of how you can break through to your next level of success, and it's going to be totally fucking backwards to anything else you've learned in any other reality creation technique or any other business mastermind or anything like that. This one's going to be a real fun one. Grab your fucking coffee, I'm grabbing my water, and let's rip into it. So let's say you're in a moment in your business, whether you are a 6-figure entrepreneur, a 7 or an 8-figure entrepreneur, where you are feeling the brewing of your next leap. For example, we've had clients come to us and they're doing 3 million a year and they're having all sorts of issues going on where they can feel that the next moment for them is a major jump off a cliff. It is a major trust process, right? And then we also have people come through Transformer, come through all of our other events, etc. And they're in a moment where they've really got to pull the pin and really step into the next version of themselves in order to normalize their success as well. It doesn't matter what it is that you're after. Now, we're going to go through this video and we're going to look at money as the core example here, but this could be attracting clients, this could be attracting money, this could be even attracting relationships. It could be absolutely anything. The fundamental process is going to be exactly the same. I've even got other feeds where I talk about the coin of existence, not just the coin of money. So even life and death itself will fit into this metaphor. So let's wrap into it, onto the whiteboard. So basically what we need to understand is we've got two sides to the coin of existence. One side of the coin of existence has everything that you desire. You have all of the cash, okay? So let's say, for example, you've got your $1 million dreams over this side of the coin. Now on the other side of the coin, the tails, for example, you've got absolute debt. You've lost it all. You've fucked it up. You've ruined everything. And all you're left with is the result of your failure. Now, when we look at this as well, we also need to look at the fact that both sides of the coin sit in want, and then they also sit in desire. Now, you might be wondering, how are they opposites? Well, they're absolutely opposites. They are absolutely opposites at an energetic level. And if I talk about energetics, know that we can still trace this energetics back to psychology as well and the way in which you're perceiving the world. But if we look at this and we look at desire and we look at want, if you actually trace the word back to its origin and find out what it really means, it's all about to lack and feel the gap of somewhere else. So if you're sitting in want within your business, you're in this position where you're wanting to get to this next level, you're wanting to get this more money in, you're wanting to dominate the competitor in this space, you're wanting to expand to this new thing, whatever it might be, the energy of sitting in want, if you tune into the subtlety, the energy of want is actually the energy of lack. It is the energy of non-having. So the more you want something, the more you are in the energy of lacking that thing. And since from a psychological and energetics perspective, since we only get more of what we are, the more we sit in want, the more we sit in lack. So what we're actually doing is the more that we're sitting in want of our goals, we're pushing ourselves further and further away from those goals. Now, desire, on the other hand, and again, I invite you to tune into the subtlety of it, the feeling of desire is completely different. The energetics of desire is completely different. And when we trace back the origin of the word, desire actually comes from desidere. There's an extra E there. It actually comes from desidere, and this origin traces back to having alignment to that which is written in the stars. I don't know about you, but I find that the coolest fucking thing ever. Desire is that feeling of alignment to that which is already written for you. It's the experience of being in that which is already written for you. So if we are sitting in that which is already written for us, we are becoming more and more of that which is written for us, and therefore we attract more and more of that which is written for us. So let's break this further. Let's say you've got this decision that you need to make, right? This leap that you need to take. And sometimes, and I want to give you permission here as well, sometimes the leap that you need to take isn't necessarily even a tangible action you need to do. Sometimes it is simply an identity upgrade. Sometimes, and this is okay, it is a feeling. It is a feeling of buying into your vision more than you ever have before. And therefore then creating identities, values, and beliefs around that new vision. So a lot of the time, your next leap is your next level of buy-in to the mission. It may be an action. It may be hiring the mentor, hiring the videographer, investing in the marketing campaign. Who knows what it is for you, right? It might be getting funding. Whatever it is, your next leap into the next expansion phase, you're about to take that. The best thing that you can do is become okay with both sides of the coin. So let's say you're going to take this leap and you're moving towards $1 million. All right, we're going to make an extra $1 million through doing this. Oh, I'm going to have so much abundance. I'm going to have so much this and I'm going to have so much that. One of the best ways that you can allow and open yourself up to that is to be okay with the complete contrast of that. And I really mean this. Your ability to generate the amount of money that you desire will also come down to your ability to not have it at all. And this becomes so challenging for individuals who have consistently sat in want because they've sat in lack. So then when you ask them to become okay with not having it, they scramble and they attach and no, I've got to get it. I've got to provide for the family. I've got to do this thing. I've got to hit the success. I've got to leave the legacy. I've got to. This is an individual ran by fear, completely plagued by fear. Because the funny thing is that you cannot have money if you're not okay with both sides of the coins. If you're not okay with the heads and the tails, the positive money and the negative money. Because it's money as an entity that you are desiring. You want this? Okay, but you have to be okay with both. Because what will happen is a lot of people will become so resistant to being broke, so resistant to not having enough money, that they're pushing money away. They're pushing money as a concept because money is simply energy and it is an agreement of value. They're pushing it further and further and further away by resisting everything that money stands for. What ends up happening is the idea of money as a whole then has a negative charge to it because you're not okay with it. So then someone holds up the coin, says, you want this $1 million dream? And we go, what are we talking about? $1 million? And you go, dollars, money. And you go, money. And then you go, fuck, I don't have enough money. And then you stress, and now money. You've got a negative association to money. You have not fallen into a place of neutrality around money. We see this, now let's give you another metaphor. We see this in the whole Western world when it comes to life and death. People are dying because they're fucking terrified of death. We see this everywhere. You walk into a hospital and all you see is death. They kill everything that they possibly can, all of the bacteria. They kill absolutely everything. They're terrified of death. So they've got all this energy around death. The Western world has all this energy around death. It's the worst thing that could ever possibly happen is death. And they're killing themselves. Not just metaphorically. They're so terrified of death that death just chases them. These individuals are so resistant to not having enough money that not enough money just hunts them down, completely hunts them down. So then what's your work? What do you then do? 2 to 3 parts. Number 1 is you become very okay with the idea of having the complete opposite. Can you be okay with it never working out? Allow this to come through you. Can you be okay? Can you still keep your own inner sovereignty? Can you keep your own power? Can you be just as powerful if you had nothing? Absolutely nothing. If you lost the entire business, if you lost every single dollar of savings and then also went 50K in debt, 100K in debt, 500K in debt, could you be the same person? Because if not, money is still owning you. You're still fearing money. The story is still an externalization versus a true claiming of your own sovereignty. So what I did, I remember having these moments myself. I remember having these moments of having cash flow challenges and business challenges and all these different things. And it got to a point where I was fucking paralyzed by money. It was all I would think about. How do I get the next thing in to have this? How do I get that thing? Oh, this is actually going backwards. I don't want it to go backwards. I want it to be here. And money, 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 money. Fear, 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 fear. So what did I do? Well, one of the best pieces of advice I actually got, and this comes from past mentor Scott Oldford, was I actually want you to meditate on being $1 million in debt. $1 million in debt. He's like, I want you to feel every part of it. And this is exactly what I did for days upon days upon days. I saw my life going backwards. I saw everything falling to shit. I saw it all crumbling. I saw myself having to get a bit of money here borrowed for this thing and a bit more here, and I saw the whole thing until I was in $1 million in debt. I saw myself explaining it to my family. I saw myself looking at my wife in my eyes and in her eyes and apologizing. I saw us getting rid of the house. And then what? 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 And I slowly conditioned my mind to being totally okay with it. Totally okay with it. And this is something that I encourage you to be real about. And find your thresholds. Be real at an emotional level, at a somatic level. Be real with where your body then goes in a fight, flight, and freeze. Okay? Oh, I could lose this much, but when I get to this, I can't allow myself to... Okay, well then your work for today is to just slowly dissolve that. And then come down to even worse and worse and worse. And what you're really doing here is you're allowing yourself to experience all sides of the spectrum of money, right? Now, so many individuals that have been poorly taught reality creation or law of attraction techniques or whatever it is would say, never think about that. Why would you ever think about that? Don't put your energy anywhere near that. Don't even think about that. You're fucking thinking about it every single day anyway, in your unconscious. And I will tell you this. If you believe in any form of energetics and any form of attraction or anything like that, then you need to understand that reality is created through the energy pulse of things, not through just what we think for a singular moment. So you've got all of this energy, you've got this giant energy ball, this dirty fucking energy ball filled with fear around money. And this energy, this fear is just growing and expanding and expanding. And you're like, I want to create $1 million business. Well, that's not where your energy is it? There's way more energy around the fear of the opposite side of the coin. Okay? And again, this doesn't matter whether you're running a 6, 7, 8, or 9-figure company. It makes zero difference. The only difference that it makes is the energy balls that you're working with are higher and higher and higher. And the stakes are a lot higher. We have entrepreneurs that'll work with us and they're doing 25 million a year or whatever it is. And the stakes are simply higher, but the fundamental principles are exactly the same. So your first step is, can you become truly okay with both sides of the coin. Heads is $1 million. Tails, you're $1 million in debt. Can you condition yourself to find the side of you that is sovereign, strong, free, and in deep peace and coherence, regardless of what's happening in the external? And this is a training, this is a practice. Then once you are here, you will move to a state of neutrality. Some people then even say to me, they go, oh, I'm really okay with it, and I actually don't even really care about the goal that much anymore. I actually really don't. I really don't care about the goal that much. Okay, great. We have arrived. We have arrived at a place where we have created neutrality in the charge. There's no negative charge around money anymore. And now that we've arrived in this place, then and only then can we create some desire. From this neutral ground of energy, we can now plant fertile seeds for what it is that we're truly after. Okay? Now what this looks like is, again, desire. Let's say, okay, because if you sit in neutrality the whole time, I've had clients come to me before, and you'll see them on either side of these coins. You'll see them either in complete neutrality or in complete fear, right? And those that are in complete fear, and then those that are in neutrality, it's like, what do you want? And they're like, oh, I'm pretty good, right? But they're not. It's just that they'd rather neutrality than sitting over here in want and lack, which is true. But there's a third option available for you, and that is sitting in desire. Desire is not need. Desire is not must. Desire is not want. Desire, desidere, is having an alignment to that which is written in the stars. Because the truth of the matter at the end of the day is that you very likely already have an attunement to that which is already written for you. You've probably known the success that you could be. You've probably known that for fucking years now. And you've probably wrestled with it. And you've probably had a challenging time with it. It's always over there. It's always in the future. It's always anywhere but here. Or you're in an incredibly successful spot, right? But you're not tasting it. In the physical world, you have arrived. On the internal, you still feel numb. You still feel trapped. You still feel exhausted. That's because you built from want, not desire. Desire, alignment to that which is written in the stars. When you sit in that place, you're sitting in a place of peace, similar to having ordered a fucking lobster at the restaurant. You've submitted the order. You've submitted the order, and instead of sitting at the restaurant like, let's say the waiter's taken your order, right? And he's like, yep, that'll be out. Cool, I'll have that done. And he walks off. When he walks off, you don't go, fuck, I really want a lobster. Like, I really want that lobster. No, you let it go. Because it's already written. It's written down. He's going to the office. He's getting it done to the office. He's going to the fucking chef. He's getting it done, right? It's already written. So now you simply sit drooling over the knowing that it's going to be here for you. So again, when we remove the want, the constant wanting, the constant lack of money, the constant lack of this next breakthrough or whatever it is, when we remove that want and we simply come to neutrality, then we get to ask ourselves, what's actually written for us here? Oh, this $1 million business is actually written for us. And this is a story for another video, but the $1 million business, not just from the monetary value, but I encourage everyone who watches my work, Okay, $1 million business, but it better come from the origins of who you really are. Better have all the freedom built into it. Better have all the sovereignty built into it. Better have scale built into it. Better have a model built into it that allows you to spearfish the most beautiful oceans in the world, hunt the most pristine landscapes and mountains and all the rest of it, if that's what you're after, and spend all the time with your family, right? Don't just think about just the business and the money, or that's all you'll get. So you've created this world that you're here to create. And then instead of going, I want it, which is sitting in a state of incoherence. You're not coherent. You're all over the fuck. Oh, I want this fucking thing. Right? And then we move a little bit further up into a little more coherence. And it's like, I want this thing. Like, actually, I fully release this. Neutrality. And now I'm simply in desire, meaning more than anything else, you're in peace. You don't call the waiter back and be like, how's that lobster coming along? Like, is the lobster still coming? Did you submit the order? Did you submit the order? No, you've ordered it. It's done. It's written in the stars already. So now the energy that you sit in as you're building, let's say, for example, me, I'm building this thing, but I'm doing these videos as well. And yeah, sure, it's part of building this thing that I desire, right? But I don't do these videos like, fuck, I hope this video works. Like, I really want this video to work so that it can get to this and it can get that and all the rest of it. I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. Guilty, right? But when we come back to desire, we simply sit in alignment with that which is already written, and then we simply allow it to unfold, and we simply then do that which is magnetic for us, is magnetically charging. And if you've not watched the video on magnetism, I'll link it down below, watch that next. I simply now sit in magnetism and the peace and the beautiful sleep at night of knowing that it's already written for me. It's already in the stars. And also, if I'm broke, it's just part of the coin. If I die, it's just part of the existence, the coin of existence. Life, death, broke, rich, alone, all one. It's all the coin of existence. Anything in life, relationships. You've been desiring a relationship for so long, have you? Or have you been wanting a relationship for so long? And if so, then all you're going to get is the wanting of that relationship. What if you allowed yourself to be totally okay with forever being alone? And then come to a place of neutrality. And then just relax, because it's all written, baby. If you've enjoyed this depth and you want more content like this, make sure you join our free Telegram group where we go much deeper every day, and I enter my stream of consciousness into this group. It's a free group, there's no catch, join below.